right, vectors, vector addition. Now, if you have not watched previous videos on how to find magnitude and direction for vectors, or how to find x components and y components for vectors, you need to go back and do that first. But now we get to how do we add vectors. So let's say we've got someone here, and they run 30 degrees for 6 feet. And then we get a new vector of 110 degrees for 10 feet. Now each time here, what they do is we kind of make a new coordinate system right there. We just start it new. And then so 110 degrees, and they go for 10 feet. And then let's say we've got someone who says, who needs to go find that person. They're going to start right here, and they got to go this way. They're not going to follow the same path. They're just going to take the shortcut. How would I find this vector right here? We're going to call this W. Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to break down U and V into their component form. So if you will recall, the x component is always going to be the magnitude times the cosine of that angle. So 6 times the cosine of 30. 6 times the cosine of 30. Did I type that in right? Yep. 5.196. And then find the other side. 6 times the sine of 30. Just 3. Just 3. Oh yeah, of course, it's a 30, 60, 90, isn't it? 30 degrees, so that means it's going to be half as much. Good. Okay, so there's the y component, there's the x component. Going to do the same thing for the other one. So I'm going to take I'm going to take 10 times the cosine of 110. And I get negative 3.42, which makes sense because we're going backwards now. Negative 3.42. Okay, and then we're going to do 10 times the sine of 110. And we get 9.39. So where do we end up here? Well, I've got U and I've got V. This is what we call vector addition. If I take U and I take V and I add those together, that will tell me how far W is. So all I got to do is add these two coordinates, add these two together. So the picture's misleading here, but I'm going to take 5.196 plus negative 3.42, 1.776. And then add these two together. Well, 3 plus 9.39 is going to be 12.39. So we'd have to move 1.776 in the x direction and up 12 in the 12.39 in the y direction. So really it should be over here. Horrible drawing, I apologize. This one will be going up this way like that. And of course, if we want to find the magnitude and direction, all I've got to find the direction, I just have to take the arctangent of the y-coordinate divided by the x-coordinate. 12.39. Oh. Arctangent of 12.39 divided by 1.776. So I mean that would we have to go 81.84 degrees. And then we just got to figure out the magnitude, and we're just going to use Pythagorean theorem for that. So 1.776 squared, 12.39 squared, 156.66276. And we're going to take the square root of that. I'm going to use my trick and do raised to the 0.5. 12.516. So the magnitude of this would be 12.516. We'll round it to 7. So which way did the person have to go? If you want to take the shortcut, you got to turn 81 degrees to here, and then go 12.517 units. All right, same thing down here. So to find I'll break it up into its components first. So 250 degrees for 8 feet. So 8 times the cosine of 250, negative 2.7, I'm going to go ahead and round here, 4. The y component would be 8 times the sine of 250, negative 7.51. So that gets us all the way over here. That's 250 degrees. 250 degrees for 8 feet. To find the other vector. So once we got here, remember we make a new kind of a new origin, and then we're going to go 88 degrees, so almost 90 for 15 feet. Okay, 15 times the cosine of 88 we get 0.523. And then 15 times the sine of 88, 14.99. And then to find out W right here, if I'm going from here to here, this is W. Person taking the shortcut. Okay, I just have to add them together. I'm not going to go all this way and up this way. No, I'm just going to use the shortcut, the vector. So I just got to add the coordinates together. So let's take negative 2.74 plus 0.523. So negative 2.217. Then we got negative 7.51 plus 14.99. It's going to give me 7.48. And this makes sense here. I've gone negative 2 in the x direction, 7.48 in the y direction. Cool. And then if I need to, I can figure out, okay, I can go the block method, or I can take the vector. So let's figure out the magnitude and the direction then. So to do the magnitude, we're just going to do Pythagorean theorem. 7.48 squared negative 2.217 squared, and we'll take the square root of all that. That would be the magnitude. (2.217) times 2.217. Remember, negative times a negative makes a positive, so I can disregard that here. So 60.86, and we're going to take the square root of that. So the magnitude would be 7.80, and we'll call it good there. 7.80 feet. And as for the direction, well, let's see here. We've gone -2 in the x direction, 7.48 in the y direction, negative. So that's the adjacent, that's the opposite. I gotta find this angle right here. So let's see here. Tangent of theta is equal to negative 2.217 divided by 7.48. So I'm going to take the arctangent of that. The arctangent of negative 2.217 divided by 7.48 it gets me negative 16.5 degrees. Now, did I type that in backwards? I did. Goodness me. I'm going to put the y coordinate over the x coordinate. 7.48 negative 2.217. My apologies. Arctangent of 7.48 divided by negative 2.217. And I know you're looking at this, you're saying negative 73 degrees. Isn't that down here, Mr. Kuhne? It is down here. But that's not the one we want, Mr. Kuhne. No, it's not. We need the one over here. Because that's this angle right here is 73 degrees. So how do we go from here to here? Just got to add 180. That's why we can't just check our brains and blindly follow the calculator. (106.509), and let's call 106.5 degrees. And that is our direction. So if you didn't want to have to go down here and up here, and you want to figure out which way they've gone, if you know this, you can do some trigonometry. You can figure this out. Thanks for watching.